Right, welcome back everyone to the final video in the risk management chapter. We're just going to be concluding risk management here and running over everything we've spoken about so far. So there are multiple aspects of risk management that we've spoken about. We've spoken about risk-reward ratios, which are the core of our strategy. Okay, this is the process of risking $1 to make $2, $3, $4 or more. We then have spoken about stop loss orders, the orders that we put in place and pre-plan for every single trade in order to cut our loss if the trade goes against us. We discussed position sizing and the importance of making sure you use the right position size for your account and for your stop loss, okay? So the position sizing and the stop loss orders work inside of the risk reward ratio strategy. We spoke about risk tolerance, which is your personal mental ability to manage risk, okay, and to control your emotions when put up against risk. We then spoke about risk parameters, so the guidelines we have to put in place, selecting the risk percent we're going to use on every trade, and also selecting guidelines on when we're going to stop trading for the week when we hit a certain profit or a certain loss. So these are really the aspects of risk management that we need to know. The aspects of risk management which are going to either make or break our success in the other areas of trading. All aspects come together as one, okay? There is not one aspect that is more important than another. They're all essential, and there's a process to follow for every single trade you take. Let's have a quick run through that process. So, the first step is going to be keeping your risk parameters close in mind all the time, okay? Always knowing that risk percent that you're going to use in every single trade is very important, and sticking to that is also very important, okay? Keeping those risk parameters when are you going to stop trading based on profit or loss is also very important if you want a longevity, because you will run into losing streaks and you will run into streaks where you absolutely smash the market and you need to control greed, okay? You need to make sure you don't get greedy and you don't get overexcited. Step 2 then, when you know you're keeping your parameters in mind and you are trading them strictly, is to prepare your analysis, okay? So this is going to be your fundamental and technical analysis, which leads to an actual trade setup. Your analysis need to be prepped with over a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, okay? So we're looking to trade 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4, 1-to-5, and higher, okay? So prepare your analysis with targets over 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4, and your stop loss positioned. Okay, so you need to then, step 3, find the ideal stop loss position level for that trade. Okay, find out how many pips away that is. So if you're going for a 100 pip target and you have a 50 pip stop loss, this is greatly acceptable. You are trading a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. Okay, so when you know how many pips your stop loss position is, you can then calculate your position size, as mentioned in a previous video, using one of those risk calculators to let this suit your specific risk percentage, okay? So you've got your 50 pip stop loss, you've got a $1,000 account, type that all into the calculator as mentioned, and you will get out your results for your risk percentage and your position size that you want to trade. So when you've got your position size calculated, your stop loss pre-planned, and a over 1-to-1 risk reward trade prepared, you can then activate your trade using that right position size, using that right risk percentage, and let that thing ride out and profit from it when it wins, or maintain and control the loss if it loses. That is essentially the whole risk management process. So it's not complicated. It doesn't sound complicated, and that's because it's not. Okay, the hardest part of risk management, like most things in trading, is controlling your mind. There's times when you're going to hit losses, there's times where you're going to get greedy and cocky, and you need to control your mind through all of this and stick to those rules, okay? Stick to those parameters. If you lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, stick with it, okay? Of course, follow your parameters. If that means you have to pause for the rest of the day or the rest of the week, then do so. But when you get back to the market, don't up your risk, okay? Don't lower your risk. Stick with your original strategy. 2%, okay? 2%. Generally, per trade, risk is the best. 4% is the highest you should go. So stick with whatever you chose and keep it running, okay? Keep it running. If you can control it mentally, the process itself, the actual mechanical process, is not complicated, all right? It literally involves finding a good stop loss level, using a risk calculator to find your position size, and activating a trade. It's as easy as that, okay? So if you need a rerun, if you need re-explanation, go and run through the videos in this chapter. get a solid feel for each individual aspect of risk management, and have a go at some of the examples that we've spoken through. Okay, there's going to be more on this and more on plotting your trades and, of course, choosing your stop loss levels as we move into the technical analysis chapter. But for now, I believe from the start, it's important that you understand risk management and you understand just how important it is. Okay, it will make or break you. That's why we've spoken about it first. We'll consistently refer to it, so you're going to develop your skills further than where they are now. But I think you've got now a solid starting point to go ahead and get into the markets with, to understand, okay, and to understand the importance of never straying away from the risk management protocols that we've discussed. So that is all for now. That is all for risk management. Hopefully you have learned quite a lot, and hopefully now you understand how we use this risk management all in one to make sure that we control our losses, control our risk, and succeed in the long term. We are now going to begin diving into the analysis sections of the course, starting with fundamentals. And from there, we will then move into the technical analysis chapter and learn how to smash the markets from an actual in the field on chart perspective. So in the next chapter, we're going to talk about fundamentals. Very exciting stuff up ahead. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the course so far, and I'll see you in the next video when we begin talking about fundamental analysis.